Dude, are you smelling that? Oh, dude, doesn't it smell like asparagus piss?
Dude, this is going to be such a bad episode. This is going to be so brutal. And then we have to eat a bunch of grapes.
Yeah, no.
Oh, my God. All right.
I'm ready.
Hold on. Let me fix my shorts a little bit. All right. Ready?
Ready.
3, 2.
Welcome back, everybody.
Episode 10.
Big episode. I'm here with my friend Chris, who thinks that America should switch over to the metric system.
The metric system. Well, my friend Joe here, good long-time pal of mine, this guy eats ice cream cones cone first.
Can be confirmed.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking weird. And then he's just holding the ice cream in his hand.
I'm not a dairy guy, so I just get those drumstick ones with chocolate at the bottom and suck that out. Throw the rest away.
Yeah, dude, the last bite in those is the best bite.
It's the best bite. That's all.
The first bite for you is the best bite.
It's horrible for my budget, but
all downhill from there.
You know what the fuck it is.
Back. Yeah, you guys know what's
We're back.
going on, man. We are
same shit. Nothing changed. Road to Toledo still on. Halfway there, just about. We're getting there.
Hats still inbound. Again, black brim, off-white cap, black accents. It's going to be something of beauty, something you can wear on a date, something you could wear to the movies, something you could wear at home by yourself, something you could wear to the gym. It's going to be an all-purpose hat.
Wear it to your inauguration.
Yeah, wear it to your wedding.
James, and I will.
Exactly. So with that in mind, we are going to be off the Caribs today. What does it say here? Beer from the heart of the Caribbean. This is another old one too. I think it's at like 1950.
Yeah, we haven't tasted it yet, but it smells more like piss than any piss I've ever smelled in my entire life.
Yeah, this thing is gonna be pretty bad.
It smells foul.
But I was hoping a light beer, like Caribbean. I feel like you go to Mexico, it's like their version of a light beer. But today we're gonna be ranking on shoe brands.
Yep.
We'd still appreciate any sponsor if any of these people in the future want to sponsor.
Yeah, hopefully a little bit better than this, but oh Lord, that's a Reebok.
That's just straight Reebok for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Osiris. Remember those Osiris shoes?
Is that? Yeah.
Like they're like Osiris DC collab.
Do you like those?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
They're like.
It tastes like a.
I like them for a year.
Cross between a pea and a corn tortilla.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's not good.
It is a light beer though, right?
Hardly. It's hitting me pretty hard. Right in the taste buds.
I mean, this was pretty brutal, but still always happy to be drinking a beer with my friend Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Every other Saturday. We're happy to be back, but listen to my morning, man. It's been a eventful weekend. Might as well just start filling you in now. This episode's gonna be a lot of filling and then something bang at the end, bro. A big bang.
Big banger. Stick around.
If you saw on the poll, we'll just mention it, bro. 110 grapes, 2 minutes.
Yep.
That car's excited for us. We're excited about it. The grapes, I am gonna have to run to the fridge, so we're gonna have to grab that later.
That's fine. I'll stall.
With that, let's just get into it. So yesterday, my car is old. My grandma drove it for 5 years. I drove it, which makes me feel super old. I've driven it for 11 years, bro.
Yeah. And your grandma was a drug mule, so she was driving it down to the border every other week. It has a lot of miles.
No, there was like no miles on it when I got it. There's like 20,000. There's like 110,000 now. I'd just be driving. So I go to work, all's good. On my way home, on the way back, I literally get on the highway, car won't go past 60 miles an hour, bro. I'm like, what is happening? Like, are you kidding me? And it's kind of like jolting, and like sometimes it'll go and then it won't go, and then sometimes it will. And then I went to the grocery store yesterday to get all these grapes and Caribs, and then I don't know, bro. It's still doing it even in the slower ranges of like 20, 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So I took it in this morning. I was like, I guess I'll go
alternator?
I guess I have no idea what it is, dude. The Uber that drove me home said it could be 8 different things. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to let them diagnose it. And they said they'll probably call me later. So I'm kind of waiting on that call. You know, it's like a game show almost. Like, learn what's going to be wrong with your car. But it just sucks, man. I got to take it in. And I got to start thinking, like, maybe I'll need a new car. Like, it's literally that time that the damages could be as much as the car is worth. So it might as well just look into a new car. So I'm trying to remain positive in this situation. Like, that's what my dad told me. I am an overthinker, and it's sort of one of those things where it's like, you know, if whatever's wrong with it is going to go wrong with it. It's not like I like did anything for it to go wrong. Like, I've been maintaining my car, taking it in. This same place has fixed it like 5 times. Maybe I should go to a new place.
For the most part, you just ignore it.
Well, dude, my check engine light has this thing where it goes on and off and on and off.
Probably for a reason, though.
Yeah. But when I take it in, I literally have like family who's worked for Ford look at it, like take it in. Again, they're just like, oh, there's like this one thing wrong, fix it. And then it's like something else comes up another month later.
Yeah.
So it's just at that point. But that's what happened today. It's just crazy timing in like what's been going on with my life, man. Like, I went to movement this weekend, and it was a great time. Like, movement was awesome. I'll kind of go backwards. Like, car was still doing well when I had softball this week. Just a very quick softball update. I literally, first game, raining, poor weather, Grand Prix. Joe's going this weekend in Detroit. I got to save money for my car. But Joe, so we all hit traffic. Everybody's late for the game. And like, some people are 20 minutes late after it started. So we had to play with 3 players down at the beginning. Somebody showed up 10 minutes later. Then we were down 2. But we still didn't have a girl. So like, the girls had to rotate a bunch, you know? So it was one of those like kind of throwaway games. Also, it was pouring rain.
You just chalked it up to a
So
loss.
I got 2 at bats. Did not hit a home run. First game without a home run. But I almost don't count that. It's kind of a watch. It's a scratch game. Second game, doubleheader that day. We were down 10-3. Came back and won.
Damn. Impressive.
Played a small role in it, just a 2-run homer. And then was playing shortstop. Our shortstop that normally plays there was out, so I was, pretty athletic, pretty making plays, pretty much sucked at shortstop, but made 1 or 2 plays. Good week in
Held it
softball.
down.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Home run streak stays alive 1 a day.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
That counts.
So that was pretty much it for softball. But yeah, like I said, I went to movement. So fun, bro. Movement was so fun. For those of you who don't know, it's like a EDM house type music festival. It goes on in Detroit. It's Memorial Day weekend. I don't know if it's that weekend every year. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
To be honest with you.
This is the first year I was really familiar with it. I'm not into that scene.
Yeah, I know. Joe's not into it as much as I am. I'm trying to
go do drugs, make out with guys.
Not at all.
Question your existence. Go into deep emotional despair, crippling debt. I don't know. It's not my vibe.
More so just dance to good music, bro. And just vibe with people that like the same music.
Touche.
That's it. That's all you're doing.
You have your perception and I have mine.
But basically went to movement, and the bars don't close in Detroit movement weekend.
Yeah.
So everywhere's telling us like, yo, these places are open. Like, these people are going on at 4 a.m. These people are going on at 6 a.m. These people are going on at 8 a.m. Like, we'll be here till noon the next day, and then we'll close for a little bit, and then we'll reopen at 11. And it's like, what is going on?
Are they not sleepy?
One of the bars that speaker box, we've been talking about it. We talked to the owner. He said he had 120 or 128 DJs playing in the span of that weekend, from Friday night until like Tuesday morning. And mind you, Tuesday morning, I'll kind of go backwards, but I wake up Tuesday morning, it's like movement's over. Movement was done Monday night, and the bar speaker box had DJs playing from 2 or 3 in the morning all the way till noon the next day, and like people are just like working next door, like across the street.
That would piss me off so bad.
This is crazy.
That's the equivalent of when you're driving to work and you see dudes hitting 18 holes in the morning.
Yeah, you're like, what do you do outside of this?
Yeah.
But anyways, like Sunday night, we go to this place, TV Lounge. They had 3 stages going all night. When we get there, I run into this girl at my that went to my high school. She's wearing sunglasses, and she's like, I know you. You know who I am. And I'm like, I have no clue, bro. I have zero idea who this is. She goes, maybe if I take my sunglasses off, you'll know. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm looking at her, and she's like, so what do you think? And I just gasped, but I was right. I was right. It was a 50-50. I kind of recognized
her. It's all Blue Eyes. I remember you.
I kind of recognized her, but it was so awkward. It was like she hit me with the maybe if I take my glasses off, you'll recognize me. And I was like, I still don't recognize you.
Yeah.
But
it's like
she was
fucking an old superhero thing where they have their tiny ass mask on to hide their identity, and then you take it off, and everybody's like, oh, it was him, the guy from the newspaper the whole time.
Yeah, it was that guy that I barely know, that like rando.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's working the Breeze stand,
Mm.
and you know, Breeze is beloved in the community, and
Used to be a big Breeze man myself.
essentially she's like,
Chris Breezy.
yeah, true.
Mm.
Not a good rap. Not a good rap.
Yeah.
But he would have been such a good sponsor if he like was just a normal guy. Like his last name with that company would be perfect.
True.
But long story short, Breeze tent, somebody, but then I kind of do, we're like catching up a little bit. She's like, yeah, I thought I'd get free movement tickets if I worked this booth, which I was like kind of bold. And I don't know, whatever. But long story short, we started making these bracelets. And like my girlfriend, you know, my real life actual girlfriend.
Not fake.
Not fake.
Not fake. Not current. Long term.
Yeah, long term. Real, in person, real too.
Yeah.
Girlfriend.
IRL.
She was like making a cute bracelet. It said like C heart T. I'm over there like ass eater, like butt muncher. Like what am I gonna make my bracelet say? She spilt it in her drink, allegedly on accident. But
your bracelet said ass eater and butt muncher.
Butt muncher. It said butt muncher.
The fuck?
I couldn't find like the E's for eater.
What the hell?
But anyways, I didn't even.
So I was right.
I didn't even get done. She stands up on the or like the girl that I allegedly know from high school is like, sign this thing, you can get a free Breeze. We're like, oh, cool. We scan it, we're entered into this competition. We were there. We mainly hung out. There's like the alley stage, like the main stage, and then there's one like inside. And the alley was dope. They were some of like the best DJs I heard all weekend there. And we were there till like 4 a.m. We get a text at like 3:30. And it's like, you won the giveaway.
Really?
Yes, we both got 2 free Breeze pens,
Nice.
bro. It was nice. Basically paid for the cover because cover was like $80. But
well, it didn't pay for the cover. It wasn't cash, but I know what you mean.
We win in my girl. It was of course her. She won. I made her enter. I entered it right away. I was like, you should just do this. Just, you know, get another name in the hat. She's like, I've never won anything my entire life. Like I've never won any raffle. So it was funny that was the first thing she's ever won, you know?
Something she didn't want.
You could say I'm her good luck charm, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Bring her good luck. So that was Sunday night. We were out till 4, slept in a little bit. Then we went to Movement Monday. Went to our normal spot, speaker box early. It was pretty cool. A bunch of people there. And then we went to the venue. All I have to say, bro, is vintage culture greater than John Summit. Vintage culture greater than John Summit, bro.
Okay. Elaborate.
So basically, John Summit, there's like 5 stages there, and they all have like a lit ass person playing at, I forget what time it was, like 9 or 9:30 p.m. because they stops at 11, and then it's all the after parties.
Yeah.
And we were like watching John Summit. It was packed, bad spots because we were at another stage before him, and it got packed. And then all of a sudden, we're like watching. I'm like, this is kind of lame, bro. This is kind of just like I've heard all this shit before. And we went to this other guy named Vintage Culture who was like opening.
Oh, that's a person.
Yeah, it was like Vintage Culture and.
I thought you were saying the new trend of wearing vintage shit or something. I thought you were thrifting during the John Summit concert.
No, not at all. It's a person. It's a DJ. Them Mal P was really fucking cool too. Mal P was before.
That's why dancing.
Hey, he'd be dancing, bro. He'd be getting lit, and he'd be getting the people lit. But basically, we went and watched Vintage Culture and these people Loco Sadice over John Summit. Like we watched 10 minutes or 15 minutes of John Summit. Went to Loco Sadice and we're there for like 40 minutes. And then we went to, I was like, I got to see ASAP Ferg. I haven't heard about that guy in a while. I got to see what he's been up to. We walk over to ASAP Ferg, bro. And we, I'm like, I got to see this. There's like nobody there. Probably because John Summit's playing right next to him.
Yeah.
I get it. But ASAP Ferg, like, Shaba, bro, like, put in work. He's got some classics, bro.
That was our high school basketball hype up song. It was so hard.
Yeah, bro.
Not that I was on the team, but it was really cool seeing them get hyped to it.
Yeah, you were just in the stands getting lit with them,
the
bro?
stands. I'd get hyped and then start chirping the other team. Did I ever tell you about that?
No, bro. You were just a fanboy?
Quick side story, I guess. It was mostly my sophomore year when I would go watch them, and obviously nobody's really going to JV basketball games. So we would go get their roster, and there would be like just the families, and then me and two of my boys in there just chirping hard as hell. And I mean, there's some classic ones. Like if there was a junior, I'd be like, "Junior on JV," or even more classic. Figure out who their girlfriend is and be like, "I fucked her." Yeah, it's all classic. But then one of the games, one of the parents took a picture of me and my boys, posted on Facebook, and wrote this long ass paragraph about how these kids aren't even on the team. They're just chirping all the kids. If I were their parents, I'd be disgusted. The school needs to expel them, all this stuff. And then I found it and screenshot it and sent it to my parents. And I was like, yo, look at what I did.
Were they mad at you?
No, my mom was pissed at that lady. She was like, I'm going to fucking message that bitch.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, they had my back. I was putting on for my boys, dude. Basketball's a mental sport. And if I'm that close to the hardwood, I'm going to be getting in their ears.
Yeah, do you remember any chirps?
Can't say them.
Yeah, fair.
Different times.
Dude, I remember you used to look up people on Instagram and find
That's what I'm saying.
About
figure out who their girlfriend is, their mom, all that shit.
Literally. Yeah. And it was that's so funny that someone posted about you. Did she post pictures?
Yeah, it was a picture of me just sitting this far back on the bleachers, and I'd just be like, loser. Just not playing. Or if they miss or something, I'd be like, trash. Just talking shit.
Darlene loved the movie last night.
yeah. Just classic, classic buffoonery. I was putting on for my boys, dude. They loved it though. They would get hyped when I was at the games.
Yeah, bro. They loved it. People loved that shit. But yeah, we were classic.
Continue though, sorry.
Goonats. But so we go to ASAP Ferg. He literally brings this local mom on stage, this Detroit mom. Exactly what you're picturing is exactly what happened. Okay. The mom gets on stage. She's twerking all over him and shit. And he's just singing a song I don't even know. And I was like, watch 5 minutes of that. And then I was like, yeah, we can go maybe get corn dogs and leave probably. So we got corn dogs and heard the main John Summit song. You'll be light years away. That type shit. So then we heard that, getting corn dogs, bounce out. We were thinking about going to afters that night, but I was like, honestly, I'm tired and sleepy. Been watching Detroiters.
So Chris Breezy turned into Chris Sleepy.
Yeah, facts. Been watching a little bit of Detroiters, bro. I love, what's his name? Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson, yeah.
He's the funniest person to me right now.
He's so good.
And Detroiters is dope. So that was pretty much my weekend. The one thing that I forgot, I guess there's kind of two small things I forgot to mention. One, the first night on Sunday when we were at the alleyway or the alley at TV Lounge, there was this lady there that had a bag big enough to be a carry-on bag at oh my god, I forgot
an airport
about this too. Yeah, she had a huge purse or bag, and she was just I don't know. She was just kept walking through the crowd and hitting people, and so many people are giving you so much space to maneuver.
Yeah.
But she walked by 4 times. I'm like, what does this lady have this huge bag for?
It's comically swinging around hitting people.
Yeah, and then also they kind of had the porta potties a little bit way behind the stage in the alley, and the porta potties people kept slamming the doors on them. But I was in a different state, just watching, and I kept hearing this pop, 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 and I literally thought there was gunshots happening down the street. And then
well could have been.
I'm seeing ambulances drive in the background because you could see the street in the back, and I was like, okay, should I be concerned? Nobody here is concerned, but I feel I heard gunshots and now ambulance. But turns out it was just porta potty, and turns out everyone was
Somebody
safe.
had severe diarrhea and the ambulances had to show up. Just sound like gunshots.
Yeah. So it was all good.
That girl's backpack, sorry to interject again, but it reminds me of, remember that Free Detroit concert I went to? All the big-ass artists. It was Eminem, Big Sean, Shania Twain, just everybody.
At the Union Station or whatever, the train station that Detroit just remodeled.
Yeah, it was cool. It was so sick, but kind of like how you were saying, she was slamming that into everyone. They were live streaming the concert, so there were these dudes with big-ass movie set cameras, and they would have a handler whose job was to move the crowd out of the way when they were sweeping around their camera, but the guy was doing a shit job. And there was 3 separate times to where, almost like a comedy skit, the side of my head would just get dome pieced by a massive fucking camera.
No way.
I was just getting pieced up by this shit, falling over. I came out of the concert concussed for sure. The handler was not giving us a heads up, and it's so loud and it's pitch black. Yeah. The guy was just sweeping around like doink doink.
That's so funny, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so concert was good. Went back, chill, had a great sandwich the next day.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say. Had some great sandwiches.
Lots
Me and
of
the girl
sandwiches. But no, things are going great. Other than having to take the car in, going to Georgia next weekend, which I'm excited about. I'm just gonna golf a bunch there. I gotta find a golf bag before, so I'll figure that out. But no, man, that and then the last thing I'll kind of end on to fill you in. Did you know that they have this thing now where it looks like draft beer and they put weed in it and it like they literally have the breeze pen and they hit the pen into the cup and then you can drink out of the straw.
That's so stupid.
And they're giving it away for free.
I don't like that, and I think that's a stupid idea. Why would you do that?
I don't know, but they also gave me a hat.
So you're breathing somebody's secondhand smoke?
No, it's in a draft. So they like pull the draft and it puts it in a cup. Oh. They have the lid on the cup with the straw, and then they put the cap on the straw, and then you just take the cap off the straw, suck out the straw, and then
that's everything that's wrong with America.
You get one little baby hit.
That's so stupid, but fair. I respect the idea, I guess.
These beers are so bad.
Oh, it's horrible, dude.
These are disgusting, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel... I thought we were going to drink these and be like, I feel like I'm in Mexico on vacation.
No. Tastes like I'm drinking piss.
Yeah, this is
straight out the faucet.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
But we got a couple more. Actually, I just realized we can just keep putting them back in here. When
True.
We're done pouring
Good call.
But what you been up to, bro? What have you been doing? What have you been getting into?
Yeah, so that was your Memorial Day, or weekend, I should say. Mine was a little more low key. We did the big thing was going to the Tigers game that Saturday. It was very classic. I haven't been to used to be the Pepsi Porch, now it's the Light Lounge in so long. Ran into probably 40 people that I know.
Yeah, physically apparently, because I got a text the next day and it was like, "Yo." My friend came out to me at the Tigers game and was like, someone bumped into me and made me spill my drink.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and I look over and it was Joe.
That's classic.
I go, on brand.
I knocked your drink out of your hand?
Apparently, allegedly.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Fake fucking news. Bullshit.
I've been looking at lookalikes, bro.
Fuck that.
I've been seeing a lot of Joe lookalikes.
I'm very distinct, though. It's obviously me for sure. I probably did. I don't know, fucker, meant it. But no, so I don't know. Being on the Light Lounge, it's a fun time, but it really does feel like you're just at the most overpriced bar of all time.
What's it called now? Because it used to be the Pepsi Porch.
Light Lounge, Miller Light Lounge.
Oh,
and every beer there's like $13. It really, and you can't see the game even. So you are just at the most overpriced bar of all time. So I don't know, it was fun.
But at least you got hot dogs in the vicinity.
Didn't even munch a dog.
You didn't even have a single dog, though?
We went out to a couple bars after that. Bar hopped, got pretty tanked. They had one of these bars had one of those outdoor food serving places, so I did get actually an Italian sausage there.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
bro.
got some mac and cheese too.
I love a good. Oh. Dude, we went to a restaurant on Sunday night before we went out. It was called Eatery. It was so good. It was
the soul food place.
No.
Oh.
That was called Fixins.
Okay,
at least the one I went to. But there's more. But Eatery we got, which I don't normally get all the time, mussels. Do you like mussels?
No.
I love mussels. I love mussels. And my boy Kramer.
Me when I go to the gym.
My boy Kramer that I'm going to see next weekend, which will be right when this comes out.
Yeah.
Shout out Kramer. He's got an Instagram page called American Muscle. Shout out American Muscle.
Shout out.
All they post is mussels across the country. Best mussels everywhere. Tune into that page if you're ever looking to see what a good mussel tastes like. And I sent it to him. Hopefully he posts it soon. I gave him my rating on it. I thought it was pretty good mussels, a little spicy sauce. So good. But sorry.
Not good.
You went to, what did you get? So you got a sausage.
It's mac and cheese, then just classic. 30 beers, finish off with a whiskey.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. Mm-hmm. I love getting right to the precipice of being too drunk and saying to myself, you're not that drunk. Get a whiskey. And then I get home and I'm like, not really. I didn't actually yak, but it was one of those nights. I was feeling pretty sauced up. So next day, that Sunday, was a day of recovery. I finally convinced Marissa to watch the entirety of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Have you seen them?
How much is? I haven't seen them all.
It's 3 movies. We watched just the theatrical versions, not even the director's cut. And in total, it was about 10 hours. So it was.
Damn, you watched it all day then, huh?
It was an all-day affair. She was pretty keyed in on it. I love them, but I couldn't help it. I was, recovering. So I was in and out. I just wake up, see Gimli go crazy, and be like, fuck yeah.
Classic.
And I go back to bed. Joe. Sleepy Joe, dude. I did probably sleep for like 14 hours that day. It was pretty solid, though. Next day, went golfing.
I will say, hold on. It was funny because Joe texted me. He was like, what are you doing? That was a Sunday, right?
Yep.
Joe was like, what are you doing? And I went out for my buddy's housewarming party the day before. And I was like, dude, I just watched 2 war movies. He's like, yeah, I'm on episode or like movie number 3 for Lord of the Rings, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we're in the same boat. But I knew I had to go out later that day.
You watched Fury, right?
I watched Fury and Hacksaw Ridge. Or what is that what's called, right?
Yeah. Fury's a funny one.
I fell asleep for Hacksaw Ridge, though.
Fury's just 5 hot twinks riding around in a tank. Fucking.
It is a classic, dude. I love Shia LaBeouf, though. Kind of a good. He was good in a war movie. I like that.
Yeah, he's an intense guy, but it's like him, Brad Pitt, hot as fuck, just riding through this tour-worn country, fucking all the babes.
Yeah, it was pretty
so
dope.
hot.
It was pretty dope. It was a good movie.
It was.
I remember in college, Nick, shout out Nick, that was his housewarming party. There was a day where Nick watched Fury like 3 or 4 times in a row.
That's weird.
It is.
I mean, it's an alright movie.
But I've never seen it, so I was like, I gotta watch this, see what all the hype's about. So, good movie. I'd recommend it.
Go watch The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, how'd you golf the next day?
Pretty well. It's not really. Oh fuck!
You gotta drink the foam.
It only went on my crouch.
Foam piss.
I'll put that back in there.
You can put it behind you. Oh yeah. Just put it back there.
But it's not even a story about how well I golfed. Golfed decently fine. The score was fine, but it was more so. All starters are pretty. They're funny guys, They like getting their jokes
they're just
off.
Old guys that like have nothing better to do
than
be a starter.
Yeah, but especially we go to this course all the time, so I know this guy's antics. And every time I go with Marissa, I play from the front tees with her because I'm trying to score. I don't really care about where I play from. Every time I go to this place, this guy goes, "All right, make sure he's from the whites," and he's on my ass about that. So I knew it was coming, but. Don't see him until like hole 6. You know how Maple Lane is.
He backed up as fuck. He popped out and said something.
It's backed up as fuck. Me and Marissa are playing solo, and we got another twosome behind us, another guy and his girl, and we're waiting on the tee box. And he's like pretty reasonable. He's like, "All right, we got to make you guys pair up because we're getting too backed up here." And we were like, "Fine." Yeah. Marissa tees off. I step up to the tee. He's just sitting 20 yards away, chirping me. He's like, "Hey, buddy, where's your skirt? Men's tees are back here, pussy." I'm like, "Dude, get the fuck out of here. What's wrong with you?" And then he just hung around. So I drive it, and he's like, "You're extending your arms too much. You got to keep your elbow in." He starts giving me fucking tips. It's
the starter?
Yeah.
Just on like hole 8?
Yeah, just pulled up on us.
Well, that's so random.
Yeah, and then, dude, I'm not joking. We pulled up, find my ball. I'm sitting there about to hit it, and he's just 10 yards away from me, just sitting there in a golf cart staring at me. And he's like, elbows in. I'm like, dude, fuck off.
Damn, bro. Were you listening to him? Was it
no.
working?
Out of spite, I was extending my arms even further.
You're like,
He infuriated me to the point where I was not going to listen to him for sure. But I don't know.
Dude, I'm kind of worried because I'm going to Georgia this weekend to play golf like 2 or 3 times. The only round I played was with you.
And it was not good.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
Go with the range.
I'm going to have to be like, scramble. I don't even have a car to get to the range, bro.
Yikes. That is true.
And it's like, I'm not going to Uber to the range. My golf clubs are in my car.
You can't even go to the range.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just let it rip. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Just go out there and have fun, man. But I did. Side golf story. I actually went golfing on Thursday as well. I almost hit a hole in one. It was obviously a par 3. I hit it
You hit driver?
No. Shut the fuck up. It was like 140 yards. I hit my 7-iron. Still kind of a pussy club for that, but I hit it. It was directly in line with the hole, just 2 feet in front of it. And the people I were with were like freaking out. They were like, "Oh my God, it has a chance. It has a chance."
Yeah.
Either way, though, went up there and got my first birdie.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, in so long. So I was pretty lit about that.
Good shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And then the only other thing I have to fill in on, this was the ultimate, me just master negotiating. I'm like Trump, art of the deal. I fucking love that shit. And I know when salespeople really need this deal or need this sale, and I have them in the palm of my hand. So let's just say I was buying a piece of jewelry. Grill. I was buying a grill.
Oh.
But so I went to this first jeweler, nicer place, Tappers. Tell us your story. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You should have went to K. Every kiss begins with K.
Nah, K's too fucking mainstream.
Wait,
bro.
what that's Tapper's tagline is?
Yeah. Tappers, tell us your story.
Are you sure, bro?
Yeah, it's on the radio all the time. And I was
you
also
listen to the radio.
Well,
you don't plug in your
our
phone?
aux cord was down for a little bit, bro. We were riding in poverty. We're in it together. Both of our cars were not working.
What station were you listening to?
We mostly listened to Windsor Country.
Windsor Country?
Yeah,
like Canada.
Country yeah, it's the same country as us. It's just a better country radio station than the Detroit country one.
Well, that's crazy, bro. I was listening to like, what is it, 101.7 or like, I used to back in the day listen to 98.7. That's for chumps.
Yeah,
but 97.9.
The Ticket?
Yeah, 97.9. The Ticket's pretty good.
Marissa,
but I haven't listened to the radio in like 5 years.
She loves Mojo in the morning. She listens to him all the time. I don't like the guy. You know, we'll start a little local controversy. I think Mojo's a fuckhead. Honestly.
Yeah,
he's a
Mojo.
pervert, dude.
Yeah,
he's always talking about his dick and how Shannon's wearing lingerie and shit. I don't like.
He's always trying to get people in pickles, bro.
Yeah,
like stay in your own lane, bro. Don't interrupt other people's lives.
Yeah,
just to make a profit off of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Know? Like
creep ass.
We're not Mojo stands. Boo to Mojo.
Yeah,
Mojo.
No to Mojo.
No Mojo.
Facts.
But yeah.
So anyway, so I go to the jeweler and Sappers. Nice jewelry store. We're looking around. We get an idea of what we're looking for, and we find what we like. We're like, cool. She says, come back next week. We can get everything like more settled, so you can get a better idea of this is what you want. We were like, bet. Go behind her back. Go to another local jeweler.
Yep.
Tell him what we just saw, and we're like, how much could you do for this? He tells us his price. We go back in to Tappers next weekend. She shows us it, and we're like, yeah, that looks great. And then she's like, okay, I just need to go get it priced out. She goes, talks to somebody, slaps her margin on it, comes back and shows us the screen that says how much it is. And we're like, ooh, yikes. I mean, honestly, we do like it, but just strictly price speaking, that's about $2,000 more than what this other person was quoting us for the exact same thing. And she just starts sweating, you know, because she was this close to closing the deal. And then so she's like, okay, no problem. Like, whatever. I'll text you in the morning. Let me talk to my manager. We'll see what we can do. And I was like, all right, we fucking got her. I did not think that she would come all the way down. I thought she'd meet somewhere in the middle and see if we'd still take it. But what do you know?
Was it actually $2,000 lower? Or
it was.
Was it a farce?
It was. Yeah, it was like $1,800 less. And I told her straight up what they told us. So, and it was legit. It was comparable, but obviously you trust like a bigger name jeweler. So,
yeah, where'd you go to? Mon Pops down the corner?
I think it's just called Troy Jewelers. He was a good guy. He was funny. He was like showing us different things. He was like, you don't like it? Throw it out.
Hey, us Troy boys are local.
Yeah.
We're part of the city, bro. We put on for the people.
Yeah. He was a good guy, but just didn't have the selection of what we exactly wanted, but he had comparable stuff. If it came down to it, would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyways, get a text the next morning, and she's like, oh my God, I talked to my manager. We're in luck. We actually have a special promo running right now where we can price match.
Of course.
And drop $2,000. I was like, okay, so this promo, whoa, why didn't you fucking tell me about the promo in the first place?
Right.
Yeah, so she dropped $2,000, and I was like, I knew you would. Bet, lock it in. I'm taking that. So we go in, pay for it, and when we were riding out, it's in the mall, Somerset. We're riding out.
We built that store. Sorry.
Tappers? Yeah. So when we're riding out, though, I'm playing that Meek Mill song where it's like, riding through my old hood, but I'm on my new shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting lit as hell. I love fleecing people like that. Yeah. It's so nice.
You put on that song, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I've been riding through my old hood.
But I'm
on my new shit. Yeah. That's so funny.
So good.
You're just like, I fleece this person. Meanwhile, they're like, we're still going to get $5,000 profit off him.
Fuck it, dude. $2,000 less than I had to pay. So anyways, I'll be wearing a grill in the next couple
store
episodes.
Is beautiful, though, huh?
Yeah.
They got the big...
It helps out because I'm in sales, so I know what she was trying to do.
Yeah.
And
actually, no. Tappers is different. Because I was thinking about Tiffany & Co.
What?
Where is Tappers? Is Tappers in... what side of the mall?
Fucking...
Rich people, poor people side.
Is the food court in the poor people side?
Yeah.
It's in the poor people side then.
Hey, some great jewelry stores over there. No, I'm just playing. No, all the jewelry stores
It
are
was
still
nice.
all the jewelry stores are still on that side. I guess
Yeah.
I forgot. I thought it was a Tiffany's and not a Tapper's there.
Mm-mm. Tappers, because she was getting
Was it?
pissed because I kept on going Tappers. I was just saying it.
She didn't, dude, because she probably was like, "That's not our logo.
It is.
That's not
It
our
is.
saying."
She didn't like that, and then she was also
How
saying,
old? How old?
yeah, she was probably like 30 maybe. But she was also saying, you know how there's like wedding bands?
Yeah.
She was talking about this event they have coming up, and it was like, yeah, we have a big band event coming up. And I was like, oh, like a concert. She was not a fan of my antics.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get? Do you think you're gonna get like what color band?
I was actually thinking about that. I think I'd like gold more, but gold also looks weird on me because I'm ginger. Might have to go silver.
Yeah, you can. A lot of people do black too.
Nah, I don't think I'd like that.
What was I gonna say? A lot of people be that. I think this is weird. I would never do this. A lot of people think that they would get a rubber band because they're gonna get fat as fuck and it's not gonna fit anymore. It's like, dude, just stay in shape,
right?
And get a normal like cool band. Like
fulfilling prophecy. If you're already assuming you're gonna
that's
get
what
fat.
I'm saying. It's like, bro, you're setting yourself up for failure.
That's also just an excuse for people that don't or want to cheat on their wives, I should say.
Yeah, because it's just
a little rubber band. Is it a ring? Is it not?
Literally just throw it away.
Yeah.
They come in like a 5-pack on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's some dumb shit.
I'm monogamous as fuck. I'm going to get the tightest fucking gold ass band.
Yeah.
I'm going to inscribe onto it that says spoken for.
Yeah.
Keep these hoes off me, bro. But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
You
Just
the one
leasing.
that I think about all day. It just says that inside.
I don't know what that is,
Just
but sure, yeah.
A Rihanna song.
Okay.
Or, is it Rihanna or Beyonce? I forget.
Who knows? So anyways, next segment. That's our guys' fill-in.
Gem of the week, bro.
Gem of the week.
We love this segment because everything always be happening all the time to everybody.
You just say what your gem of the week is what you liked out of the week. Mine's just what I think is fucking dope. And what I think is dope this week is the 1904 Olympics. I was kind of surprised Chris has never heard of this. Actually, most people, I guess, haven't when I was talking to them about it. But the 1904 Olympics was a very interesting time for them. I don't know if this is 100% true, but through my research, it said that this was the third occurrence of modern day Olympics, and it was the first time that it was hosted in America.
So the first Olympics was 1901?
No, it's every 4 years. So it would have been 1899.
Well, they said,
1899,
right.
Something like that. But
dang,
I don't
who
know
was
if that's
president back then?
Ooh, Lyndon B. Johnson.
And he was president number.
I don't know. I'm not sure, honestly.
Like in the 15s, in the 20s.
No, 30s. That probably would have been like we would have been ripping around 30 there. I want to say 30, maybe even close to 35.
Okay.
I don't know.
Damn. So Abe was president in like early 1800s.
Yeah.
1600s.
Nope.
I thought that's what you said.
1600s?
I thought you just said 16.
He was president at 16.
Oh, Lyndon?
No, Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, but I'm saying what year was it when he was president?
I think like 1830s. Dude, you're putting me on the spot.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to figure out.
Oh, wait, no, I know who it was. It was Roosevelt. It was Roosevelt.
In 1904. 1904 was Roosevelt.
It was Roosevelt.
Oh, dope.
So actually, I just tripped up because I said, yeah, so first Olympics, I guess, would have been in 1896, potentially. Modern day Olympics, because obviously back in the day, the Olympics were held in Greece, all that shit.
So bad.
Yeah, it's ass. But Roosevelt was the president during this time. America gets to host the Olympics 1904. It was supposed to be held in Chicago, but during that time, the World Fair was in St. Louis. The World Fair back then was absolutely massive, and they were celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Louisiana Purchase. Pretty big event. A lot of people were going to that.
So they had it where?
St. Louis. The Olympics were
about to go there.
Yeah, true. But the Olympics were supposed to be in Chicago, and the World Fair told Chicago that they were. It was in St. Louis, and they were like, "You guys have to have the Olympics in St. Louis as well, or else we're going to hold our own sporting event, and everyone will come here instead of going to the Olympics."
Facts.
So
I would have.
They applied the pressure. The Olympics got moved to St. Louis. Either way, regardless if it was St. Louis or Chicago, kind of a shitty spot because anybody coming from a foreign country, it was before planes.
Yeah.
So you have to take a boat ride to whatever's the nearest coast city to you, and then take a train ride that's at least 1,000 miles over there. So your transit just to get to the Olympics, I'd say easy 15 days.
That's tough.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was there was about 530 athletes that showed up, and only 64 of them were from other countries. Isn't that
So
crazy?
there's just a bunch of Americans there?
Essentially. Yeah.
And what they still did, what type of games did they do?
So I didn't honestly look into too many of the other events, but the big one that I'm going to focus on is the marathon. That's where the most obvious, I guess, display of how shitty this event went down. But the marathon, normally marathons take place. I guess just for reference, ideal temperatures for a marathon are around 50 degrees on a heat index, which takes into account temperature and humidity.
Okay.
They did it in the afternoon, though, and the heat index was 135 degrees for when they did it. So about 3 times more than what's ideal.
St. Louis, it was 103 degrees.
It takes into account, it was about 95 degrees plus 90% humidity. So the heat index comes together, and it's a 135 degree index, just for an example of how much of a toll it would take on your body.
Yeah.
So it's in the afternoon. It's way hotter. And they held it. They didn't really even make a track for it. They were running through the city and shit on a bunch of dirt and crushed stone, like roads. So not only were they having to avoid people walking, people in cars, and people on horses, but it was uneven terrain, and there were several hills going through it. So there were quotes back in the day of people saying this is the hardest human physical accomplishment that anybody could have ever achieved. Secondary factor to that, the commissioner of the Olympic Games for this time, who was in charge of it in St. Louis, he was running some sort of an experiment. I couldn't get too much information on this, but he believed that being dehydrated made you better at physical events. So he was gatekeeping water. he only allowed one water station for the whole marathon, and it was halfway through, and it was a dirty well.
That's fucked up, bro.
Yeah, isn't it?
And that was who? It was like the mayor of St. Louis?
It was the commissioner of the game. So like whatever location hosts it, the commissioner will be like, okay, we're going to do this event here. We're going to make hotel accommodations here, all that shit, right? They plan everything. And he was like, all right, maybe if we dehydrate people, they'll perform better. So we'll get back to that in a second. But now I'll go into some stories of, I guess, who competed and 4 specific stories of what happened in that. So only 32 people ran in the marathon. Just to give you another example of people knew this was fucked up and didn't want to do it, 10 of the participants were just Greek people that had never ran a marathon in their life before. And 2 of the participants were Africans that weren't even in town for the Olympics. They were there for the World's Fair and were just like, yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. So they ran barefoot.
No way.
Because they didn't have running shoes.
They took their shoes off?
They didn't have running shoes, and they thought that'd be better. So they ran it. That's the first story. I didn't find his name, but one of the Africans got chased. No, they didn't. I don't think they finished because one of the Africans got chased by a pack of wild dogs, and he got chased in a whole mile off the fucking track because he was getting chased by wild rabid dogs.
That's crazy that they didn't have it guarded off.
No, it was just you running through the fucking city.
That is true. And the marathon's a long ways. It's like 26 miles?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
26.2?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and then...
Damn, bro.
So the first guy, though, that I'm going to talk about, his name is Felix. He was a mailman in Cuba, and he would run around, try and raise money and be like, look at how fast I can run. People would give him money to try and sponsor him to go to America for this. They say that he actually ran in one go the entirety of the outside of the island of Cuba.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. Could be impossible. Who knows? But he eventually got enough money to be able to come up here. So he sailed into New Orleans. And when he got into New Orleans, the first thing he ran into was a casino. He lost all the money that he brought with him on dice. So he was broke. And he had to hitchhike/walk the rest of the way to St. Louis from New Orleans. And by the time he got up there, he was wearing dress shoes, long pants, a long sleeve shirt, and like a fucking beret or some random shit. I forget what hat he was wearing. But somebody felt bad for him, gave him some scissors, so he chopped the clothes so he'd be a little better equipped. And so this guy, he was broke, couldn't get food or anything. So he's actually making pretty good pace, but he gets sidetracked. He sees a car, people are munching some mangoes. He says, yo, can I get a mango? They say, fuck no, I don't know you. So he keeps on going. He finds an apple orchard, says, bet, finally can get some food, starts munching the apples. They're rotten. Gives him a tummy ache. So he gets sick. He lays down, takes a nap, and then when he wakes up, he feels good enough to finish. He ends up getting in 4th place.
Damn. Mm-hmm. He did all that, still got 4th place?
Yep. Just to give you an idea of how shitty the times were. I think only half the people finished. What was the second name?
I also picture Fred Carr, but I also picture you. What was I going to say, bro? Like, I just picture this shit like the dumbest shit of all time. Like, I picture it like literally these people are just wandering off, doing whatever they please, and coming back. Like, I don't even, it's the craziest shit ever, bro.
Before Felix passed out, he was just talking to everyone in the crowd, just chopping it up, being like, yo, this is sick. But the second guy...
I also picture your firstborn child named Felix.
No. Not a shot.
Felix Jones. I won't dox you, but fair. Felix Jones.
I don't think that would match what we look like. It'd be pretty bizarre.
If he's ginger like you.
Felix is like Guatemalan
ginger name. Ginger. I see a Felix, I'm thinking he should be a ginger.
No, that's incorrect.
Yeah, no.
You can think that, but you're wrong.
Dude, F is for fire. Fire is red. Red hair.
You're high. Lay off the breezes. But to your point, though, people fucking off. So the second guy, Fred, he was an American, and he was making decent time, but he got about 9 miles in, and due to the lack of water, he had severe cramps. So he decided to just hop in a car with somebody and hitchhike. And he ended up making it 13 miles, so 13 plus 9. He only had like a mile left because the car ended up breaking down like a mile outside of the finish.
Classic.
So he was like, yeah, made it far enough. My cramps aren't that bad anymore. I'm just going to finish it out.
That's crazy.
So he ends up running through and finishing, and everybody at first thinks that he's in first place. And the crowd's going fucking crazy, you know. And that's how I remembered as Roosevelt as president, because his daughter was there and she put the wreath around him, gave him a kiss, and everybody was like, oh my God, you finished so much faster than everyone else. You're the GOAT. And then one guy in the crowd was like, wait, that guy fucking rode in a car over here. Because he like saw him in the car while he was walking in or some shit. But so he got disqualified shortly after that. Fugazi first place. The last guy I'm going to talk about, Thomas, is the real first place finisher. So this guy was making pretty good pace, but
where's he from? America, probably.
Yeah, he's American. But same deal, about 10 miles in, severe dehydration. He thought that he couldn't go anymore. He was begging his coach for water. He gave him he sponged out his mouth with warm water. He thought that would suffice. And then like 4 miles later, he was like, I cannot go any further. He's down on his hands and knees. He says, I can't do it. So what do they give him? They give him, I believe it was called strychnine, and that's rat poison. It was a mixture of strychnine, egg whites, and brandy, so whiskey.
Whoa.
So, because they had a theory that rat poison was kind of like a adrenaline booster.
That's crazy. We should try it.
Yeah, I'm down. I don't know if they sell that anymore. It's some pretty fucking severe shit.
That's insane. And he won?
So it goes further. It happened like 2 more times where he was like, I cannot do this. Every time they would not give him water, it was more rat poison and whiskey. And they said that by the end, he was completely pale. His eyes were dim. He was hallucinating because he was hammered and off poison. So he thought that he had like 20 miles left and people were chasing him. So he's just hauling ass.
But he's a winner and a legend because we're still talking about him.
Well, kind of. So he gets to the finish and he does get first place. It ended up taking him like 4 hours to feel well enough to be able to leave the stadium because he was poisoned. But the funny part about that, so his finishing time, even though he came in first in this event, he was a full 30 minutes slower than the second worst Olympic marathon finishing time of all time. So he's worst finishing time of all time by a significant margin. And on top of that, he was slower than the slowest finishing time of the world's last Olympic marathon. So it was pretty bad still.
That's wild.
Yeah. So suffice to say, it was the worst Olympics of all time. Funny shit.
I would rather watch that than what goes on now.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch some shit bags fight against each other than anybody else.
Yeah. It's pretty funny though.
But no, I love that, bro. Well, what made you find out about that too? You just saw it online?
I think I've heard about it before, yeah. But it's just like notoriously like the worst Olympics of all time. Like turnout, the actual sport, you know, nothing went well. Nothing was impressive. Everybody was on rat poison and booze and dehydrated and dying.
Valid. So
but I'm pretty sure though those two Africans that participated were potentially the first two Black people to participate in the Olympics.
Oh, I mean, that would make sense. We're just so happy to be in the area. They're like, yep, hop on in.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So my gem of the week, my grandma, she's the goat. I want to get her on. I want her to be a guest at some point. She is the funniest person. She's so funny, bro. She's the funniest person ever. Zero filter, which is how grandma should be. I can't wait till I get old enough to have zero filter. I'm excited for that day, but she's my best friend. She's so funny, and she was making spaghetti. She calls me, do you like spaghetti? I go, I've eaten spaghetti at your house 15 times. Do I like spaghetti? Yes.
I fucking love spaghetti.
I love spaghetti, and I love your spaghetti more than anybody else's. What you gotta say. So basically, my grandma's so funny. Basically, I go over there, and we're eating dinner, and she's like, I went to my sister's house, and I got lost. She's like, I got lost on my way back. So I had to teach her how to use GPS, which I told her, like, just go to Google, go to Safari, type in your address, and it'll tell you how to get there. And she's like, well, I feel like I didn't know how to do that. Like, I didn't know. I'm like, there's no way you should even have an iPhone if you can't type in your address to Google to get home. Like, it's crazy. But hopefully she takes my advice. She's going on a little girls' vacay this weekend, which I'm pumped about. She's going to Holland, Michigan, some nice area. Like, spend some time on the water. But no, she's just filling me in on her life, and I'm busy too. But long story short, she got her like landscaper person to do flowers in her front yard. So she's showing me her flowers, and I hear, like, from far away, I hear an ice cream truck driving by, which I haven't seen an ice cream truck in so long, bro. I haven't seen an ice cream truck in like 15 years, 20 years maybe.
Really?
Like, I mean, when I was little, yeah, but like I haven't seen one since I was 10, probably.
I see them all the time, actually.
Where?
When I'm leaving work. There's a neighborhood right there.
And they whip around in the neighborhood? Is it old looking, raggedy looking?
You're asking the wrong guy. I know the noise, and I see a moving fucking truck.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, ice cream trucks nowadays look like child rapist vans more than they do ice cream trucks.
I'd be willing to bet that every person that has ever driven an ice cream truck is a pedophile.
That's what I feel like too, bro. So we're both standing there.
They give the SpongeBob ice creams a little lick before they give it to the kid.
Exactly. We're standing there, we're looking at our flowers, and whatever. So we're looking at her flowers, and she's basically just like, I hear the ice cream truck coming. I'm like, oh, do you want any ice cream? And she's like, what are these idiots doing? And it's just somebody, like, I think their maximum drive speed is like 10 miles an hour. Like, these things are so old, and they just cannot move past 3 miles an hour.
Well, I think they purposely go slow so the kids can come.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
If you were cooking ass, dude, there's no way a 4-year-old's going to fucking pull up.
It's so slow. We were just standing there, and they were driving by waving at us, and we were just laughing at it. We're like, what are they doing? Like, they're so stupid. So, but that kind of got us down a path of, her telling old stories. Her telling, this is what it used to be like. She was telling me she used to grow up, like, kind of in the Macomb area. And she was telling me her street name and everything and whatnot. And I pulled up her house on Google Images, and she said it still looks relatively the same. And she was telling me, like, there's a laundry chute from the second floor that goes all the way to the basement that just puts it either right in the laundromat or, like, in a little basket or whatever down there. Which got me thinking, I mean, I live on one floor. I don't live on multiple floors. But when I get a house, I would love a little laundry chute in my room where I just yuck it down there, and then it just goes in a bucket in the basement right next to my laundry machine.
Fair. Are most laundry machines in the basement, though? I feel like most houses I go to, they have like a laundry room.
Yeah, my mom even has it in the kitchen. It's like all hidden in the kitchen.
Yeah. So it might be difficult to get a chute going like that.
Yeah, but I would put other shit down there too. I would just throw shit down there. It'd be fun. You could put lots of shit. You could have someone try and catch shit down there.
Yeah.
You could put someone's face down there. You could put like water down
face?
there.
What? Just conveyor belt.
But yeah, man. I mean, just seeing her flowers, how happy she is. She was like, I just threw away the flowers you got me for Mother's Day, and like they lasted so long. Where'd you get them? And I was like, Kroger. On the way over here, Kroger.
Gotta lie. Freshly picked.
But
to the flower patch.
Shit. I love my grandma. She's so funny. I do want to get her on the pod. Maybe we'll just make some TikToks with her or something. But
that'd be good.
She's the goat. She's my favorite person ever. So my gem of the week is my grandma, bro.
Awesome. Well, last segment coming up here. It's one of your guys' favorites, Digesting Cora. It's episode 10. This is a big milestone episode for us, and we wanted to push ourselves to the limits. We looked it up. We think it's possible for us to do. We know it's possible for other people, so we're about to see if we're really those guys. This week's question is, can me and Chris eat 110 grapes combined in 2 minutes?
We counted them.
We did count them. We had to pluck them off the vine. It was a very large bag, so we hand counted them. There are 110 grapes in this bowl. Chris is about to start the timer.
Yeah, we're about to start. Ready, set, 3, 2, 1, go.
Fuck, they're slippery.
Good pace, bro. Good pace.
Hurry.
For 50 seconds.
Bro.
And we still got minutes.
There's a lot left. Why are you holding so much?
$45 seconds.
Let's do it cautious.
Come on. 30 seconds.
Is there one left?
20 seconds. 2 more. Cheers.
What?
8, 7.
What?
5.
I'm done. Are you
Let's
ready?
go!
Let's fucking go, bro.
We got it,
Dude,
bro.
that's good shit.
We got that shit.
Just for you guys to see, bowl's completely empty.
Bowl's done.
That was counted for 110 grapes. What do we end at? 3 seconds short?
We're like 5 seconds short.
Dude.
We beat it by 5.
Oh, fuck. Not gonna lie, that was a little bit harder than I thought. My jaw started hurting.
My jaw didn't even hurt, bro. I was like, these things are going on like water.
I was getting sore.
A little bit, bro.
Dude, you were holding so many in your hands.
Yeah, I was doing like 10 at a time, bro.
What do you think I ate more?
I was flying. That shit was...
How many do you think you ate? You think we split it 55-55?
I have no idea.
Dude, I kind of feel like I might have munched like 70, bro.
You think you ate more?
Dude,
I ate more.
We'll have to look back at the tape. Chat, comment down below who you guys think ate more grapes. I was cooking because I was back and forth. Like,
all we know is we did it. We're back, boys. Episode 10.
If you don't subscribe for that, fuck you, bro. We just put our bodies on the line.
Peep that shit. Watch that shit back.
Let's fucking go.
110 grapes, 2 minutes. Nobody else can do that shit. It's undocumented before. We were trying to see, bro. Nobody eating lots of grapes. We said, hey, grapes are easy. Grapes are money. We can do that shit in 2 minutes. Nothing but a problem.
That was the only food eating challenge where I feel healthier after I have done it.
I feel more awake.
I feel good, bro.
I feel like I should do that every morning,
fucking
bro.
Good.
Let's fucking go, bro.
Good shit. Hey,
Peace,
110
guys.
grapes, get us up to 110 subs.